Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Always delighted to be joined by Lee McGregor. Lee, it's been a while, mate. I've seen you've been training hard. I know you're on holiday last week with your beautiful family. So first and foremost, how's things with you?
Aye, no bad, mate. All good. Just down here in London now. So first week down here, it's been a good week. So looking forward to the next.
Well, you're down in London for a reason. Right? I believe you train in Harlow with. You've now linked up with Ben Davison. You're back with training alongside another good Scottish fighter than Josh Taylor. Man, just tell me about that link up and why Ben and how's things going with Ben so far.
Aye, no. Well, obviously, back about 8-9 weeks ago, I went over to Fuerteventura just to do a week's training, just because obviously we had all been through that lockdown and everybody was unsure on what was happening. I'd been training back home myself, but there wasn't much we could do and there wasn't many places we could go. So when I was asked to go out and go to Fuerteventura for a week, do a bit of training, I thought ideal. Done a bit of training, enjoyed it, and then that was it kinda. And then I got I was very grateful to Ben. He put me on nutritionist Dave Stash for my fight, which I had 3 weeks ago, because he knew I was over there in Fuerteventura. When I was explaining to him, I was saying blah blah, talking about the weights, I was big for the weight and everything like that. And he said, I know a guy who's absolutely brilliant. I'll ask him out to help you out for this fight. And I was like, oh, brilliant. So I took it over there, trained back at home myself for that last fight, with my amateur coach, Pej. But basically, just me and him. And then I was obviously following Dave's plan with the diet. And it went brilliant. And then I had that fight. I knew I was just wanted to get that fight out of the way, win it. And then I was going to come down and see what it was like down in London with Ben and that. And I've come down and I'm loving it. And here we are. We're ready to really get started now and push on to big things.
You've got a good fight. Talking about it's going to be your first fight with Ben against the European champion Kareem Gurfi. Good fighter. 11th of November, still a wee bit away. But how are you feeling in terms of stepping up that level of competition?
I know. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it's a great fight for me. Definitely a tough one, but as we know, I like the tough fights. I don't like easy fights, so I've got a lot of time to prepare for it. I'm already fit. I've not came into camp out of shape and unfit. I was training, taking over on holiday, and obviously I fought about 3-4 weeks ago, so I'm not starting camp way out of shape and really unfit. So I'm really ready to go, and I've got loads of time to get even better and sharper. So I know I'm looking forward to just really starting sparring next week and just really getting into the swing of things. And I think this is going to be a fantastic fight. Gurfi's no mug. He's been in with some top operators, very, very experienced. 33 fights or something. I think he's had 129 of them. Made his professional debut, I think, way back in 2006. I was like 10 years old. And again, he won the Europe. This is mad because I do like doing my research, and he won the European McCART. It is.
Damn it, Joshy boy!
And as I was saying, he won the European title back in 2013. That was the first time he won it, and I think I'd had one amateur fight back then. And now, obviously, he won it again in 2017, and his first defence is going to be against me. So we're talking 7 years later, I'm now challenging him for the European title. So it shows you how quickly I've progressed. And my amateur career was the same. I was thrown in the deep end, and I'm kind of doing the same as a pro. But it's either sink or swim, and so far I've been swimming. So I'll continue to do that.
Swimming like fuck. I remember asking you, I think it was your pro debut or maybe your second fight in.
I need to tell him to slow down. He's going to start taking all my fucking titles and achievements away. I need to tell him to
That's
slow
what I
down.
mean. That's what I was going to do my next question, Josh, because I remember saying to Lee, I think it was just pro debut, his second pro fight, that Josh obviously won titles real quick in his sixth fight, his ninth fight, and then he was world champion, I believe, in his 15th or 16th. This is your 10th fight, the European title. 4 or 5 more fights after that. I mean, can we talk
European man, fuck a chabby.
Guys, I mean, 4 fights, if all going well in the 11th of November, 4 or 5 fights after that, is it safe to say we can probably talk about you challenging for world titles in your 16th fight?
Well, it is possible, but as we've seen, as I've seen a few weeks ago, I'm now ranked number 6 with IBF. I believe I win in this fight, I'll push me up even more, and then we're talking I'm in the top 4 or something. I think there's number 1, there's no rated, so the number 2 is Paul Butler. So it's very, very possible. But like I said, like you said, I am young, and I'm only 23, whereas Josh was a bit older. He had a lot bigger amateur background than what I had. So it's one of them where we could go on and do it, or I've also got the youth to take my time and slow down and maybe stay at that level for a bit, have a couple of defences, and then bide my time and then take my opportunity when it comes that way. So I've got the best team around me. MTK will do what's best for me, and as a fighter, I'm just wanting to be involved in big fights. And if an opportunity came my way, then there's no way I'm going to turn it down. But like I say, I'm ready for whatever, whenever, whatever my team say, I'll do. And it's even better now. I've got obviously Ben and Dave and that down here as well, and they'll have a say, and I'm sure they'll decide what's best for me as well.
The thing is, Josh has got the title of the face of Scottish boxing right now. He doesn't want to give that up to you. Is that what he's thinking? Would you take that title off him?
Well, no, I've got big shoes to fill if I want to keep going the way he's going. But he's a fighter I look up to. He's done remarkable things for Scottish boxing. He's on the verge of becoming undisputed champion. So, like we said, the both of us are pushing each other on in the gym. We're back where we used to be, back alongside each other, and I think that's brilliant for the both of us. We really do push each other on, and I'm glad to be back alongside him. But yeah, like I said, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. I think with me staying at bantamweight just now, try and win. Obviously, the goal is to become world champion, and then right away, obviously, I imagine I would be moving up, and I've got the frame to hopefully become a multiple weight world champion. That's my goals, and Josh is the exact same. He wants to become undisputed champion and then move up. We've both got the same goals and ambitions, so it's really good and encouraging for Scottish boxing.
On a selfish point of view, like for me anyway, I want to ask a selfish question. It's for Scottish boxing and for the city of Edinburgh. For me, thinking about having 2 world champions at the same time from the city of Edinburgh and in Scotland, for me,
same stable as well.
Same stable. Well. It's just it's a dream for you two. I know that, but for me, thinking like it's never happened before in terms of one city, especially Edinburgh, Scottish city, having multiple world champions at the same time. So you're in a tough division though, Lee. Anyway, O'Belly, I know you've sparred O'Belly a couple of times and stuff like that. You've got Casemiro. You've got all these tough fighters who are the world champions or at world level, but for you as a fighter, I know you as a fighter, Lee, that you must be licking your lips at the thought of maybe fighting one of these guys one day.
100%. We're talking about it in the gym the other day, even just like the talk of sparring. Like, I went over and sparred Bali in preparations for my last fight. I'd had 7 fights as a pro, and I was out there for 2 weeks sparring the world champion. So it shows you that I want to learn, I want to progress as quick, and I'm willing to do things that others aren't. For example, right now I'm down here in London, away from my family, away from my daughter. Not many fighters want to do that. It's tough, it's hard, but if you want it bad, then you'll do it, and that's why I'm doing it. So yeah, like you said, these fighters, I want to test myself. I was saying it the other day. I says this might sound crazy, me saying this, but like I want to get in the ring with these guys and see how far away, even if it's just sparring just now, and see how far away I am from them. I feel like I surprised myself when I was over sparring with Bali. Fantastic fighter, unbelievable champion, but I done more than hold my own, and I done really well. And it's the proofs in the pudding when they were contacting me back at the start of the year there to get out again and help them prepare for the Daenerys fight. So they wouldn't be asking me to go out again if I never gave them good work. So it's encouraging for me, and I want to keep doing that. I want to keep learning and being with the best, and that's how you get better, training alongside the best, like I am doing with Josh, and sparring the best as well, and eventually fighting the best.
I will be remiss of me, and I probably wouldn't be doing my job properly if I never asked the question. But I mean, you did say that if you win the European title, your first defence would be against Cash. Now, is that a fight that? And obviously, it's been a while now since you fought Cash, but is it a fight you're still wanting for, or can that fight wait until one of you get the world title? Because both of you are both destined to become world champions. Can that wait and be a super duper fight for Scottish boxing for a world title rather than a European title?
It could be. It definitely could be for a world title. But like I've said before, well, I was saying that before I'd come on board with this with Dave, the nutritionist. I was thinking, oh, there's no very long left for me at bantamweight. But my God, that last fight there, it was the easiest I'd ever done weight. I know it was 3 pounds over bantamweight, but I could have made bantamweight no bother that morning. So I was saying, well, let's get it done as soon as possible. Back before I'd obviously, like I said, got and started working with Dave, because I was thinking my time at bantamweight is very, very limited now. I've not got long left, so I was wanting to try and push it and get it as soon as possible. But now I feel like doing everything properly. My diet is spot on. I think it potentially could wait and be a massive fight for the world title, but me, I'm a fighter. I want to be involved in big fights. I want to prove that I'm take on any challenge, and the public want to see it again. So if that's the first defence, 100%. I would like it to be my hometown this time. I know there's not very many venues, but if I pull this off and become British, Commonwealth and European champion after 10 fights, I'm sure I've earned having my first defence in Edinburgh. And if it's Cash, then 100%. We'll see what happens, but I'm up for it 100%. And like I've said before, there's no way that is going to get the Lee McGregor that he got last time.
Obviously, I've got to go. Just going back to the Gurphy fight, you're headlining at the Production Park Studios. You've fought there before, no fans and whatnot. But for the fans that will be watching, what can they expect? Are they going to expect the best Lee McGregor in terms of your first full training camp with Ben? You've got your nutritionist on board, like you said there. You're back training alongside somebody like Josh Taylor, who I've seen in the gym many times. He trains like a beast. Are we going to see the best Lee McGregor for this European title fight?
100%. Biggest fight in my career. 1,000,000%. I spoke a lot in the lead up to my last fight, and that was literally just following a plan and being in touch with Dave through WhatsApp. And I said, listen, you are going to see a very good performance and one of my best, and I feel like it was probably my best performance. I know the opposition wasn't like it was in my previous fights, but it was still decent enough opposition. And I said, listen, you're going to see a different fighter. And a lot of people said that was the case. And that was literally just dealing with Dave through WhatsApp and following the plan back home myself with my amateur coach Pez. So now being alongside him every single day, doing everything properly, getting trained by Ben, living here with Dave, you're not getting away with anything. He's here every day with us. So I'm going to be even better than my last fight, and I'll need to be, because this is the biggest fight in my life, like I said, and it's a hard fight. So I'll be fully prepared, the best prepared I ever have been, and I'm very confident that it'll be my best performance.
Finally, before I let you go, a quick word on Josh. He's got a tough fight Saturday coming up against Kong Song. A lot of people don't know who Kong Song is, but for what I've saw, I mean, he can hit a little bit. But how's Josh looking in that gym? I've seen him he's kicking ass on Instagram now. He's loving the Instagram stories and stuff like that. But how's he looking in the gym?
Oh no, he's flying as usual. I've seen him. I've been a part of his training camps for a lot of his fights now. A week out from a fight, this is the best I've ever seen him. He's still eating very, very well. He's full of energy, his usual self. great spirits. I think people
You're
again
right.
are going to see a brilliant performance from him. As I said, I've just sort of come down this week, the last sort of week of sparring and that, and he's flying, and that's him basically. Normally the boxers last sort of spars, they're it's getting to the hard stage, they're cutting the weight, but he's still absolutely flying. So expect a big performance.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make that fight. I think this, because obviously going down to London, I don't think it'll make any sense for me travelling all the way down there at this moment in time. But I'll definitely be watching it, and hopefully I can get to your fight next time, your European title fight. But yeah, I'll let you get on and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I know you're going to go and play some pool or snooker or whatever it is. But enjoy the rest of your Sunday, champ, and I'll speak to you soon.
Nice one, Andy. Cheers, mate. Speak
Thanks,
to you
buddy.
soon, all right? Cheers. Thanks.
Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.